Good morning. It's 9 o'clock and time to call to order the March 27th, 2025 meeting of the Oklahoma City Airport Trust. And our first item is to approve the minutes of the February 27th, 2025 Oklahoma City Airport Trust. Is there a motion and a second? And the item passes. Next up, we have our director's report.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and trustees. Scott Key, Assistant Director, Airport, sitting in this morning for Mr. Mulder, who is attending some meetings up in Washington, D.C. Under director's report, I got a couple of items, Mr. Chairman. First, some tremendously exciting news that broke yesterday morning was that American Airlines announced is going to be offering new nonstop international service beginning November 8th, both to and from Oklahoma City Will Rogers International Airport to Cancun, Mexico, allowing our citizens to clear customs in Oklahoma City as we are nearing completion of our federal inspection station that will be staffed by U.S. Customs here in Oklahoma City. This is a tremendous milestone for our airport and our city to gain this new international service by American Airlines to Cancun. We'd like to remind everyone, sales for the new service begins March 31st with flights taking place every Saturday from November 8th through April 4th, 2026. So we encourage everyone to jump on those flights and support the service and get your tickets as soon as you can. So my next item is I get the honor of introducing and highlighting one of our airport divisions and its manager. So it's my pleasure to introduce Eric Baer, Landside Operations Manager. Eric and his team do a great job managing our landside operations. So Eric, please come up. Introduce yourself, your team, and what all you do out at the airport.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for that introduction. And I do appreciate this opportunity to be able to give an overview of Landside Ops and our role at the airport. I would like to start by introducing my team, Landside Operations Assistant Manager Nathan Mund, Landside Operations Officer Sylvia Darcy Schock, and we have an office assistant that was unable to join us today, Wanda Albertson. So when someone asks me what landside operations is, I always kind of in my mind go back to the job description for landside ops. And there was a part that always stuck out to me, so I just kind of wanted to paraphrase a sentence from that job description. And that is landside operations is responsible for overseeing public side airport operations and the security affecting the movement of passengers, the general public, and airport tenants, which includes Airport Operations Center, the ground transportation services, public parking services operations, and landside security services, as well as bodily injury and property damage claims. So what does that mean? Landside operations oversees the Airport Operations Center and the Fire Operations Center. The AOC is staffed 24/7 by one dispatcher whose responsibility is to receive calls for maintenance and operational issues and dispatch the appropriate staff. The Fire Operations Center is also staffed 24/7 and is responsible for receiving calls for medical and fire emergencies and dispatching our ARF, Airport Rescue and Firefighting staff to those emergencies. Both the AOC and FOC dispatchers are cross-trained for efficiency, operational efficiency, and they work side by side for any issues that arise. Next, ground transportation. We oversee all aspects of ground transportation and ensure compliance with airport policies, operational procedures, and city ordinances. And ground transportation encompasses many different service providers. So we have taxis and shuttles, vehicle for hire services like limos and executive cars, our parking shuttle operator, Conrax, our consolidated rental car facility, their shuttle bus operations, courtesy vehicles, which is primarily hotel shuttles, and the transportation network companies, so TNCs, which is Uber and Lyft, as well as peer-to-peer vehicle sharing, which is Toro. Next, we also manage all of the airport parking to ensure efficiency and convenience for our travelers. And I do want to mention that November of 2024, we did open a new surface lot that's canopy covered, giving us an additional 614 parking spaces which will be great during peak travel times. Also, to enhance customer experience, we introduced mobile pay option recently, allowing passengers to make payments via their phone for a faster and more convenient exit. And we do plan to implement a new reservation system in 2025. We also oversee supplemental security operations and serve as a law enforcement liaison with local, state, and federal agencies. And our collaboration with these agencies help to ensure that safe and secure airport environment for passengers and staff. And then last, our responsibilities include investigating bodily injury crime or bodily injury claims and property damage claims, and assessing any damages, facilitating any resolution for property damage claims, as well as if any appropriate action needs to be taken for bodily injury claims. And this about sums up landside operations. So I appreciate your time this morning. And again, I want to thank my staff for the hard work they do every day to make sure that we have uninterrupted services at the airport. Thank you.
Can we ask questions?
Yes, sir.
Is it okay? Oh, parking, that is number one. So glad you all are overseeing that. On the new website, will you tell us a little bit about how you'll reserve a space and if your plans change, if you can change your reservation?
Yes, sir. So we haven't rolled out the new reservation system yet. We're in the very beginning process of that. So it's not on the website yet. But when we do put that on the website, there will have more flexibility to be able to make those changes, cancel if you need to, and so forth. Yes, sir.
Very good. Sound like you have responsibility for everything that the general public can see.
I like to say that when I started, I had hair.
Thank you very
One thing I appreciate so much with our employees, like we've got so many employees that are behind the scenes. You never see them. You never know what they do. They just get things done right. And there's just so many people. It's a great example of that. I'm just grateful for that. It's like they don't want to be seen. They're not trying to be seen. They just want to do their jobs. But I really appreciate the effort to put our teams in front of us so that we get to see what it is they're doing that helps make it run. Because it looks easy to us because we just walk in the door and you all do all the hard work behind the scenes. So I appreciate that. Thanks.
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Eric. A big thank you from us to you guys for all you do. You guys do a great job. You always go above and beyond, all of you. So again, we appreciate what you do for our airport, our city, and our customers. So thank you all. Next item, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to recognize one of our college interns that's been with us for a few months. You introduce yourself, please.
My name is Hope Johnson. I've been an intern for about 3 months at the airport. I'm a student at Southeastern Oklahoma State. I'm over in it. I'm graduating this spring.
Can you come up to the mic so the public can hear?
So, like I said, my name's Hope Johnson. I'm a student at Southeastern Oklahoma State in Durant, graduating this spring. I am starting my master's in aviation and space in the fall. While I was at school, I also earned my commercial pilot's license, and I am also an enlisted member of the Oklahoma National Guard, Air National Guard, up in Tulsa at the 138th Fighter Wing.
Awesome.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Hope. Thank you for interning with Oklahoma City. We appreciate all your efforts and time you spent with us. So good luck in your graduation and moving on. So thank you. That concludes the director's report this morning, Mr. Chairman.
All right. That was very, very good. Great news. We'll move on to the Oklahoma City Will Rogers International Airport.
Under Will Rogers, item A is a passenger airline use and operations agreement with Frontier Airlines, retroactive to July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2029. Item B is a passenger airline use and operations agreement with United Airlines, also retroactive to July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2029. Item C is a aircraft de-icing, anti-icing material storage and use agreement with United Airlines. Item D is a ground services agreement with Courtesy Vehicles for Citizen Potawatomi Nation. Item E is a lease agreement with Harold Smith Jr. to lease certain premises to conduct a shoe shine operation in the airport terminal. Item F is ratifying the Director of Airports action and approving addendums 1 through 4, awarding a construction contract to Hunter Mechanical for Hangar 9 HVAC replacement at MMAC for $3,800,000 and approving the contract and bonds. Item G is ratifying the Director of Airports action and approving addendums number 1 through 5, awarding a construction contract to Hunter Mechanical for Air Navigation Facility 1 mechanical renovation at MMAC for $4,077,000 and approving the contract and bonds. Item H is ratifying and approving addendum number 1 of the request for proposals for wireless implementation and maintenance services. Item I is ratifying and approving addendums 1 through 6 to the request for proposals for operation and maintenance of automated teller machines and approving the performance bond. Item J is approved plans and project manual to be advertised for bids to rehabilitate AAR's ramp, Phase 1. Item K is supplement number 8 to the management services agreement with ABM to correct a Scrivener's error and revising the annual budget to $1,113,490. Item L is a resolution authorizing the purchase of professional services from C.H. Guernsey for tunnel MEP replacement at an estimated cost of $38,300. Item M is a resolution declaring the self-fueling facility located at 6212 South Air Cargo Road surplus and authorizing the transfer of said fueling facility to 44SH LLC. Item N is a lease agreement and fuel storage agreement with 44SH LLC to lease premises for the purpose of operating a corporate hangar and self-fueling facility. This will be effective April 1st, 2025 through March 31st, 2035. Mr. Chairman, would request approval for all items under Will Rogers.
You heard the request for approval. Are there any questions? Is there a motion and a second? And the item passes. Next up, we have Wiley Post Airport.
The Wiley Post, item A, is a change order number 2 to the construction contract with Rudy Construction for Hangar 14 ramp replacement with an increase of $111,247 and 15 calendar days. Item B, approved plans and project manual to be advertised for bids for the Gulfstream facility demolition Phase 1. Mr. Chairman, we request approval for all items under Wiley Post.
Heard the request for approval. Are there any questions? Seeing none, is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have Clarence C. Page Airport.
Under Clarence Page, item A is a assignment and assumption agreement with Legacy Aviation Services Incorporated, Eric Owens and Darrell White, approving assignment of its lease agreement to conduct a fixed base operation and specialized airport service operation retroactive to April 8th, 2024. Mr. Chairman, this concludes all items under C. Page.
You heard the request for approval. Are there any questions? Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have General.
Under General, item A, approved project manual be advertised for bids for the annual utilities repairs and maintenance. Item B is approved project manual to be advertised for bids for annual paving repairs and maintenance. Item C, approved project manual to be advertised for bids for on-call wayfinding and signage. Item D, approved resolution adopting a revised commercial advertising policy. This will be effective April 1st. Item E is approve a resolution adopting a revised promotional advertising policy effective April 1st. And item F is approve resolution adopting a guidance and procedures for leafletting, solicitation, and other expressive activity, also effective April 1st. Mr. Chairman, we request approval for all items under General.
You heard the request for approval. Are there any questions? Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next item is easements.
Under easements, item A is a navigation and hazard easement for 11401 South Meridian Avenue. Item B is a navigation and hazard easement for 3249 Southwest 104th Street. And item C is a navigation and hazard easement for 6813 Southwest 128th Street. Mr. Chairman, would request approval for all items under easement.
Okay. Heard the request for approval on easements. Are there any comments? Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. Next up, we have requisitions, a resolution ratifying the prior approval of certain requisition payments and a resolution approving requisition payments. Is there a motion and second? And the item passes. We have one of our members that this will be her last meeting with us, Barbara. And we wanted to make sure that we got a chance to recognize you and thank you for your service on this board. I've got to know her a little bit through the passing when we were building the airport together.
Yeah.
And it was very nice to communicate and working with you. This is a great board and you made it even better.
Well,
Do we have any comments from?
Yeah, I appreciate Barbara's leadership on the council as well as on the board. And she is just so passionate about the airport, not just because it's in Ward 3, but because it serves our entire community and has done such a great job of representing her ward, but also the entire community on this trust. And then Barbara's just a good person, so it's a blessing to be able to work with her and know her. Thanks.
One meeting a month, 15 minutes a meeting, 4 years. 12 hours you're never going to get back, but thank you so much for friendship.
We hope you miss these short meetings.
Yes. Yeah.
well, thank you. I definitely will. You know, the Airport Trust has always been my most favorite committee assignment or commission assignment that the mayor bestowed. And I had the opportunity to come into it right away because it was in, so much going on in Ward 3. And so it's just been a privilege. And, I have the privilege to see it from both sides as many board, commission members do. As a matter of fact, when we leave here, I'll be headed to the airport because my flight board's at 10:10, and it's staff and everybody that makes it possible for me to leave here at 9:30 and board a plane at 10:10 after parking and getting through security and everything. So we have one of the best operations in the nation, and I have the opportunity to see that firsthand with as much as I travel for my day job. So I just want to thank staff for the incredible job that you do on the airport and in our community, and just everybody on the commission and on the trust, and the feedback that you give and the things that we're doing to continue to make it better. I'm so excited about the nonstop service starting and having the opportunity to be able to shout out about that before I leave. We've been working on it for so long, Scott in the interim and then Mark before that, and just so much staff effort towards it. The airport has changed so much in the last 4 years, opening the new extension, and it's just gone from kind of an old relic to a real nice, bright, shiny diamond of our city. And, we'll continue to work on developments along the Meridian Corridor to accentuate that. And we'll be seeing you around. So look for me in the airport. I'm there every week. So thank you again. Thank you for the opportunity. It's really been my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for your service.
Do we have any comments from staff? Any citizens wishing to be heard? Seeing none, we are adjourned.
Scuba diving is scary, but my brother-in-law makes